Alright guys, welcome back. I'm your friend InsXO. In the last video, we have merged our existing data. Now we will try to make a Twitter-like last view from that kind of data. And of course, it should be displayed at the Flighter side. And as I always said, this is a project that's aimed to do a refactor of my old code. The Freedom is an unfinished project, but for now, for today, for this series of videos, I'm gonna try to make it finish. So inside of the Freedom, it's a standard structure for Flighter. Before we get into the Flighter project, let's just do an analyze about this project. This is an old project. Let's say what kind of dependencies we were using. We were using the SQFlato and the pass, the prider. Not so much, just three of them. For now, to simplify our developments, I guess we do not need SQFlato for now. I don't know. Maybe let's just run what can we have from those codes. We'll choose a charm. Okay, we got an error. It says that it cannot open a database. So if you cannot open a database, we just ignore it. Alright, after I comment out those codes that related to the database, we will be able to get the whole view about this kind of software. Awesome. So we got the so we got this kind of activity. It's yeah, we need to do some analyze about it because I already forgot how those codes were managed out. So I need to do an analyze for it. First, we got the main function. This is an entry point for application, and we got a prider. For this prider, it will provide us this, last model. Okay. Then we go to the my app. Got a homepage here with a title called Freedom. And for this page, we got a variable called title, but that doesn't necessarily helpful. Here we got a last model because we have such a thing. Inside of that model, where's our model? It's probably inside of the lasts. Okay. Okay, we need to do a check about it. Last model. Let's go to the definitions. Okay, here we go. It's right inside of the storm. We got a model. For this model, it got a last called temp messages, and we get a function called getMessageLast. It will return you a message last. Okay, it shouldn't be that complicated. For this kind of code, it's not working since we don't have the database anymore. So let's just forget about it. Here we go. Insert messaging. Returns nothing. This is where the get messages looks like. It will try to get some messages from this function. If it successful, if it successfully got the messages he wants, he will save that last of message to a variable called temp messages. It's a last of messaging. But if it's failed, it gets some error. It will try to fake some data, something like this. So that's why we could say the view while didn't using any database kind of stuff. Okay, then let's go to this function, getMessageLast. For this function, it will first initialize a database, but for now we don't have a database, right? So I just delete it. Here he did a query for that kind of database for getting a list of string, a list of dictionary. The map it's an alternative word for dictionary. Yeah, so for now, what we really need to do is to read our JSON file in and try to get it as a map. Okay, so that's that simple. Maybe not that simple. Anyway, let's get started. So Flutter get JSON file. To simplify the whole process, I will not speak it out until I made this kind of feature or made this bunch of code until I success. Okay, I cannot wait that longer. Let me just explain those things to you. Here we go. For this post, it uses a technique called Future Builder. For the Future Builder, inside of the Future section, it has an asynchronous function. For this function, it will return you some data. And if the Flutter framework successfully got that data later, he will call the builder, call this section, and it will give you the data it has by saving it into this variable, snapshot. So if you want to get that kind of data, you call snapshot with that data, and you do some processing. In the end, you return that component or widget. That's how it works. But I do not want to use that kind of method. I think it's kind of boring, and it's not a smart way for doing that. Instead, we are actually using a framework called Provider. For the Provider, it can somehow separate the data and the view for a little bit. So for now, what we can do is inside of the getMessageList function, right in here, we call this method roadBoundar node string from our asserts. Then we could note that JSON file back. Well, one thing to tell you is that if you want to have your asserts right in here, data.json, to be available for the Flutter, you will need to specify it inside of the pep specific YAMA. Right in here, you need to declare it accurately. Then let's go back. Suppose now we already have the JSON string. It's not enough. For now it's only a string. We need to convert it into a Flutter or Dart object. How can we do that? Okay, go back to here. First, you need to specify your data. For now, I only have one data, which is called messaging. It has two fields, or it has two variables inside of the class or object. One is for the date, one is for the content. And here we got a factory. You can think this as a function. What it does is to convert a JSON string or JSON object to our object, which is a messaging. Do a conversion, kind of things like that. I know it's boring compared to the Python, but it's necessary if you want to code with a static language, programming language, or compiled programming language. You have to do this, okay? Otherwise, it won't work. Okay, this is a code which shows you how can you convert a string to which shows you how can you convert a JSON string to the object that you want to a list of objects. First, we need to pass the JSON string to JSON decode function. This should be a function, and it's inside of the Dart convert library. So import it. So you import it here, and after that, after we get maybe a list of dictionary, we do this. We say parse.map of messaging. For each one, we say message that from JSON with the JSON file, and in the end we convert it to a list. This should be right. Okay, maybe we do not need the from JSON kind of stuff. All we need is first we get the parse the last, and for that last, actually I'm gonna call it maps. For example, we could put it in here. We could say parse equal to map. So in this way, we could reuse the old code that I have written. And for now, it just shows us an error, failed to load an assert from that kind of pass. Or maybe we should just remove this asserts, and with the data, it should be probably fine. If you don't know that, let's just if you are not sure about that, let's just rerun this program again. Okay, here you go. As you can see, now we have successfully got all those messages from our JSON file. We got the time, we got the content. But for now, the problem is it can only shows you the English content. What about the wait. For now, it's okay. As you can see, you could say the content, Chinese content correctly. That's awesome. So we somehow finished this video's task. We successfully got all those messages and in the Flighter, and successfully displayed all of them in our application. So that's awesome. The only problem for this application is that this list is just too long, and if we show all of them in a single page, it has a very slow performance. So in the future, if we want to improve this kind of application, what we need to do is do a page splashing. We split it to a different page, or we could do this. We could load, let's say at the first we load we load 10 messages. If the user scrolls their fingers to the button, we load more. That's a technique that we could use to improve the user experience. Okay, so this is the second task we have finished. Have fun. I will see you in the next video. Bye.